Hi, this is Barb. Let me get all straightened out here. There we go. Okay, we are going to start on row 4 of our crochet along. Well, I let it get tangled in the bag. There we go. Okay, pull that up. All right. Now ready to start row 4. Okay. Now again, I have got my pattern marked just to separate the steps. So I have skip first treble, slip stitch into next double crochet and beginning double crochet shell, and then I have it delineated. It's chain 2, large shell, which is a new stitch that we'll be using today, and so on. So just make sure that you don't have to do it this way, but I like to do it so that I can always tell where I am and not get lost. Okay, so we're going to get started. Here's our beautiful pattern here, and we were working along the wrong side on row 3. So we're going to flip it around and work on the right side for a while. And see, I'm starting to get some color from my self-striping cake, which is, to me, that's kind of exciting. I like that. Okay, so let's get started. I'll pull out some yarn here. All right, and we just follow the pattern step by step. All right, chain 1, and I've already turned my work. So you'll want to turn yours. Okay, skip the first treble, slip stitch into the next double crochet. There we go, slip stitch in. Just pull it straight through everything on the hook. Make sure you don't pull it too tight like I obviously did just there. There we go. Okay, and then we want a beginning shell, which also starts with a slip stitch in. Oops, let me try that again. Slip stitch in, pick up those first 2, there we go. Okay, slip stitch. All right, and then we want to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to make 3 double crochets right into that same stitch. 1, 2, 3, right into that same stitch. All right, so there's our beginning double crochet shell right there. All right, now we want to chain 2, 1, 2, and we want to make a large shell. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn back to the first page. That's the back side of the first page, actually. There we go. And we're going to look where it says large shell. And what it tells us to do is double crochet. Okay, let me see where to put it. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Large shell in the next chain 1 space. Okay, so the large shell tells us we want to double crochet, and I'm going to go into that chain 1 space. You see we made a chain 3 here between the first shell and the 2 double crochets, so we want to skip that, and we want to go all the way over here to this chain 1 space where we did double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so I'm going to double crochet right there in that chain 1 space. Okay, yarn over and pull it through and make a double crochet, and then it says for the large shell, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and that last part we want to do 3 times. So that's 1, chain 1, double crochet 2 times. There we go. And then chain 1, double crochet a 3rd time. Oops, there we go. I see why that's called a large shell, because we take those 4 double crochet that we've been putting in a shell and we're putting a chain stitch between it. Oops, I missed a chain stitch. There we go. Nope, there it is. All right, just didn't make it very good. Okay, there you go. So you want 4 double crochets with chain stitches in between. And I'll do that again in just a moment. And I'll do it correctly that time so that you can see it well, hopefully. All right, there's our large shell. So I'm going to go back to today's part of the pattern, row 4. All right, large shell in the next chain 1 space, and then we're going to repeat. So that's pretty easy. So we want to chain 2, 1, 2, because that's our repeat starts just before that chain 2. Then we're going to, that's what it's telling me. Okay, so you want to skip all the way over. Now see, we've got a single crochet in the middle, and we've got all those chain stitches, but we're going to skip all the way over to this next chain 1 space. So don't worry about the step in the middle. Just make that large shell right there in the middle. Double crochet, and then 3 chain 1 double crochet. So there's 1 chain double crochet, 2 chain double crochet, and 3 chain double crochet. There we go. And that's all there is to it on this row. Okay, so we're going to chain 2. My yarn's getting tangled. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to yarn over, and we're going to skip everything in between until we get to that next chain 1 space. See, that's 2 double crochets with a chain 1 in between, and that's where I'm going to insert. Make sure you keep your yarn pulled up with you. See how I put my finger on mine so it doesn't. See, if I don't do that, I'm going to end up with a big old mess here. So that's not what I want to do. I want to yarn over, and I'm going to hold it right there with this finger, and then with my left hand, I'm going to keep that tension on it so that it doesn't pull real far out and make a mess. Okay, so keep that tension on your left hand. All right, we're going to double crochet and chain 1, double crochet. It's hot in here. My hands are a little bit sticky, so it's hard to let that yarn flow today. There we go. That's number 3, and I'm sorry, that's number 2. This is number 3. So now I have 4 double crochets and 3 chain 1s in between. So there's my large shell right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they all have a chain 1 in between. Okay, let me see if I can get my hand dry a little bit. It's very warm back here. All right, chain 2, 1, 2, and again we want to skip over all this in the middle, so we're going to yarn over and just stick your finger there on top of it to hold it. Insert it between those 2 double crochets once again into that chain 1 space, and we're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, it's 1, chain 1, double crochet, it's 2, chain 1, double crochet, that's 3. There we go. All right, and then repeat again. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip over all of it. See, I'm holding on to this and I lost my tension there, so I want to, there we go, pull it up again. There we go, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, it's 1, okay, chain 1, double crochet, that's 2, chain 1, double crochet, that's 3. All right, and again we're going to do it one more time. Chain, oops, there we go. Love this yarn, but it does easily tangle, doesn't it? All right, chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to make our large shell once again. We're going to skip over all this mess while holding our finger on our yarn over. All right, and we're going to skip all the way to that chain 1 space. Insert there and make a double crochet. There we go. Chain 1, double crochet 3 times. 1, chain 1, double crochet. That's 2. Chain 1, double crochet, and that's 3. All right. So just continue doing that all the way across. And now that I have this nifty gadget that lets you see over my shoulder here and see it right way up, I'm going to show you once again how I do my left hand. Now, your right hand, a lot of people will hold their hook like a pencil, like this. And honestly, that does help to keep the stitches from being too tall this way. And I myself have some trouble with that sometimes, making the stitch a little too tall. In this pattern, it makes no difference whatsoever how tall your stitches are, because we're making a shawl, and it's going to be beautiful whether it's the perfect size or not. You know, we're not worried about whether it's going to fit around us or not. It's just, it doesn't matter. But I have trouble holding my hook like this. I think it's awkward to do that. So if you just hold it however it's comfortable, and just keep in mind that you want to keep tension on your stitches and not make them too big or too small. And again, with this project, it really doesn't matter. So just have fun with this. But if you're going to do a project like a vest or even a hat or gloves, something like that, you will want to make sure, if you're not holding your hook like a pencil, you need to make sure that you keep some tension on it from the left and the right. Okay, now this is the way I was taught long ago by people who had much experience, how to hold your left hand. And it's kind of difficult to show someone because your hand just knows how to do it. It just does it after a while. So what I do is I hold my hand upside down, and I put that yarn from in between my fingers. See, hold your hand with the fingers out, put your yarn, now see, this is the hook end, and I put it between my fingers like that, in between, just like that. And then I go around the back of it and skip that next finger, you know, I go behind it and weave it in over the middle finger and around the index finger. Let me show you that again. From the hook side, okay, the yarn you're working with is coming out toward your left if you're right-handed. It'd be opposite, of course, for you lefties. And I do work with my right hand, so. All right, hand out, put that yarn up close to your hook, right around your little finger, in between, and then all the way around. Go up underneath the next finger, over that middle finger, and around your index finger. And you can clamp it with your thumb and hold it, or you can hold it with your thumb and your second finger, and you can release it and let it pull. You have ultimate control that way. I've seen people just hold it around their finger, which I can't do at all. I've seen people wrap it several times around this finger, but that way your thread doesn't move. You can't, your yarn, you can't really allow any kind of control. It just holds it there, and you have to, you know, you don't have any control there. It slides, it sticks, and I just can't do it. I've seen all kinds of variations, but the very best way is the old way that every woman knew years ago, generations ago even, is to bring it between your fingers, right up close to your hook. See how I'm doing? Right up close to my hook. Pull it behind your second finger, over that third finger, and around your index finger, right up close to your hook. See, I can grab right here next to my hook so that my stitches won't release the stitch there, or I can let it go and pull. I have ultimate control, and once I get too far away from it, I just do it again. pull it right up close to it again. See? My hands know, they just do it. So after a while, you'll get to know that. Okay, between, behind, behind, in front, and around. And there it is. Very easy. You can control it from here. You can control it from here. You can pull this way if you want to, or you can pull your yarn out of your skein. You just have a great deal of control that way. So I hope you'll give that a try. Again, it's just in between, under, over, and around. There we go. And I have total control over my stitches as long as I maintain that left hand tension. There we go. Come all the way over here. See, it also leaves my right hand index finger free to give me even more control. So I'll make that large shell. There we go. There we go. One. See, I don't have to worry about losing control of my stitch here and having it too large, too small, too tight. And that takes some practice. You know, it doesn't just come overnight. It does take some practice, but it's well worth it. And I hope you think it's worth the time and trouble to learn how to do it correctly. And I do hope you're enjoying this, because I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm really liking the way these colors are working out on this. I've only used self-striping yarn once before, and I really liked it then, but I'm just loving it now. So I hope you are too. That's all I have. If you have any questions, please ask them. You can use Messenger, you can use Facebook, you can call the library. However you want to contact me is fine. I'd be glad to work with you anytime. If you want to get me at times that the library is not open, just send me a Facebook message. That way I will get it just about the same time you send it. And I'd be glad to answer, and I'd be glad to help you in any way I can. Okay, let's do it one more time, just since I got windy there. There you go, long-winded. 1, 2 chains, and yarn over. I'm going to skip all that in the middle and go straight to that 2 double crochet with a chain in the middle, and I'm going to make a large shell, which is double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet again, and chain 1 double crochet the 3rd time. There it is. Very easy. Now what I'm going to do, because I'm at work and I'm going to put this in my lap, in my bag, I'm sorry, I'm going to pull a loop up on my work, and it's easy to just insert your hook and pull that loop back again when you get ready to start. I like to pull that loop out. My grandmother did that. And what it does is, in your bag, if something should pull on your thread a little bit, it won't pull your stitches out. It'll just pull that loop back. So I like to do that when I put my my work away. This is so small. Usually when I'm working on a large project, I'll lay a towel in my lap and lay my work on top of that. That way I can cover it quickly if a cat comes to visit. Or if it's, I can keep it very clean. I can just roll up my work in it when I'm finished. So I like to use a towel. But since this is so small and so light, I'm just putting it in a pocket in my bag. And that's working for this one. It's a brand new bag. I love my bag, and it's keeping it nice and clean. So there we go. All right. I hope some of this was helpful. And I hope you're enjoying it very much, because I know I am. All right, we will try to get together on Monday with a room again. Our internet, we think that the internet was just too slow to connect last Monday. So Monday, after this weekend, next Monday, we're going to try again at 11 a.m. Central Time. And hopefully we'll get to see everybody and talk with each other. The Facebook rooms are amazing. They come up with little, you've seen the Zoom business meetings and that kind of thing. Well, it's the same thing. You just see little, the little phone or whatever videos of each person on your screen. So if we have 4 people in our meeting, you'll see all 4 on the screen, which I love, and I really hope that it works out for us on Monday. I will keep doing these videos over the weekend so that we can keep up with our 1 row a day. Okay? If you're having a problem, again, just let me know, and I will help you the best way I can. All right, this is Miss Barb at the, I say Miss Barb for the kids, of course, this is Barb at the library. All righty.